like bumps all over his dick and whatnot. He's like, oh, like corporal, like I got with this girl last weekend and blah blah blah. And I was like, did you wear a condom? And he looked dead at me. He's like, no, why would I?
Hey guys, it's Cooking with Nathan. This is
Mike.
Mike is a military man.
Yep.
Slash stuntman extraordinaire. Slash soon to be tactical coach. Teaches me stuff.
His tactical coach.
Penis coach. There's whiskey in that. And today we are gonna be doing a duck curry.
2 of them.
We're doing 2 curries?
We're doing 2 ducks.
No, we're doing 1 duck.
We're doing 1 duck?
No, I got the other one's frozen.
Oh, okay, cool. So 1 duck.
I got another duck just for me.
But whore.
Yeah. I'll give you some. I'll be defrosted by that. What'd you do in the military?
I was a motor T guy. I drove heavy machinery.
Not potatoes?
No, I didn't cut potatoes. Oh. That's actually the Army.
Wait, did they actually do that?
No, that was me being sarcastic.
When did you get in?
I got in right after high school, so like 2005.
2005. So that's 5 years after. 4 years after 9/11. No, 5 years.
Yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head. Yeah.
What was the biggest transition going into military? Like when you started to like once you went to basic, then you actually got and you actually went overseas.
So like the transition, like the way it goes, like you go to boot camp, do that for 3 months, and then you do then you do like combat school for 3 or 4 months, something like that. It's been a while, so I don't remember every little detail.
No, honestly.
You go to basic infantry training, and then after that, that's like 3 or 4 months for that, and then after that, you go to your job training. Where you train for your job. My job was motor transport, so I drove heavy machinery trucks, and I did that for quite some time. And then after that, you get shipped off to the fleet, and the fleet is like the actual base you're going to be stationed at. I was stationed in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina.
So, what would you say your expertise was when you were over there?
When I was active duty, I was heavy machinery, so driving. So anything that involved like a wheel or driving over there. That was like the main thing I did.
Okay.
When I was active duty, I was in Iraq.
Okay. Did you get to try any of the local food, or was it too much of a worry?
No, they told us to not do it.
Yeah.
Like if it became an option, I remember like specifically having that conversation like with a sergeant of mine at the time. They said like, do not have any of the food out there because you never know the person that gives it to you that might give you something that's not supposed to be in it, and it might make you sick and X, Y, and Z, blah blah blah. And then I go see like my boss, like my gunnery sergeant at the time. I looked at him, he was like, and my gunnery sergeant in the Marine Corps, he was like a Southern black man, super tall, super slim guy, very very nice guy. But he looked at me, he was like, "Ima, what's wrong with you, son?" And I'm just like, I'm good, Gunny. And he's just like, you all right? I was like, what'd you drink? I was like, oh, I just had a soda. Mind you, I still had the can in my bag, and I didn't realize it. And I read it, and it has like, oh, THC, da-da-da. And all. So I was on this airplane going home, or going, I think I was going, I was going home. And I was like freaking high as shit. I was just like holding onto the chair. My buddy's like, dude, be cool. And I was like, I'm cool. I'm cool, like looking off into the distance. I thought I had like a pet dragon for a little bit, Peppy. It was great.
Yeah, let's say me, young, bushy-eyed, bright-eyed tail. I just got out basic. And I'm like,
oh shit, you got X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, X, Y, and Z. So what are some of the fun things that you would see because people didn't wear condoms?
No, my God, dude.
Guys, condoms aren't that bad.
Seriously, like one. Always have protection. So we had a thing in the military. It's called a 96. So you have 96 hours of freedom to go do whatever you want. And they always give us these simple things. One of them is kind of like how you're saying, wear a condom, be safe about what you're doing, X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
I remember one of my younger guys. I was a corporal, and I just finished like my second deployment. So we got this big batch of new guys in, and this one kid knocked on my door. I looked at him, I was like, hey man, like, what happened? Like, what's going on? He was like, my buddy looked at me, he's like, your buddy's leaking some shit, dude. And like, it ain't good. And I'm like, and I straight up told him, I was like, hey, go to medical, dude. So I called my boss, like, hey, so-and-so. I sent him to medical because, you know, it looks like he has an injury. It looks like he's bleeding, yada, yada, yada. I'll get the whole story and I'll come back.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, cool. Keep me posted, whatever, you know. He literally told me, he's like, dude, like your guy's thing is like, it looks like, you know, Morse code all over it. That's basically what he told me. And I was like, what? At that time, I didn't know what these things looked like because I don't see these things every day.
Yeah, no, it's not something you see all the time.
So it's not something I see all the time. So
there's just like bumps all over his dick?
Yeah, bumps all over his dick and whatnot. And I was like, all right, like, what's going on here? Like, what is it?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, like, Corporal, like, I got with this girl last weekend and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, did you wear a condom? And he looked dead at me. He's like, no, why would I? And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? What is the thing that we say in the brief every fucking time before we go out on the weekend? He was like 18, dude. 18, 19 years old, whatever, you know, young. But man, I even said, I was like, dude, we even told you in the brief, you know, be safe about these things, you know, X, Y, and Z. And then he's like, I'm like, all right, cool, I'll go tell the boss. So I told my boss, he's like, and literally my gunny looked right at me. He said, that's your responsibility. I was like, no. He's like, he's one of your guys.
Would you explain to them from your experience in the time that you've been in, like what has the stunt world been like for you as a job, especially if you're going from military to this? Like, what is it like?
Dude, I'm not, like, I haven't done like actual like stunt gigs or anything like that, but I've helped like a ton of my friends film like their own stunt related projects.
Soon to be funny one.
Whoop. Yep.
Yep.
I didn't think that. I thought you had to have like this massive background in like martial arts or tricking or tumbling or something like that, or parkour or whatever. That's actually not the case at all. And when I found out that I could utilize what I already know as, you know, for stunts, I was like, cool, this is what I want to do. Because like when you're a sound engineer, being a sound engineer, it's not bad, dude. It's just like you're at a desk all day, you're in a dark room by yourself, you can't do things in that room. But I'm utilizing all that tactical knowledge I learned in the military, you know, for what I do now. And then we're actually going to be doing something soon with all that. Yeah. From my understanding.
Yeah. Well, from what our conversation is about.
Yeah.
It's going to be doing a little something different. We're gonna and actually doing some cool racks and doing some stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Now, for the people out there, because stunt work is, I'd say, even a smaller community than
it's actually a very small community.
Very small than military people. Way smaller.
Way smaller.
I'd say it's bigger than the porn community.
Oh yeah. Oh,
way
wow,
bigger
really?
than the porn. Yeah, dude. There's like 50 dudes in my industry that do it.
There's like 50 tops.
Dude, there's 50, and that's pushing it. There's very few. Ask him how many he sees on a PA set when he's PAing, but like it's very small, and so it's like the amount of people trying to do this job is a very interesting one. And because you also work at a gym that pretty much supports all stunt people, right? You get to see all these people coming in bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. Like I'm guessing, is it almost similar to like where the military was when they're coming in?
It's similar.
I'm gonna do stuff, and they're like, fizzled out.
I remember the first time that I made a decision. I started talking to other people about like getting into stunts, and they're like, hey, there's like a couple things you got to know. Yeah. Learn how to wreck, which is basically throwing yourself on the ground, no matter what it is, even if it's cement. You know, learn how to land correctly and whatnot, which is great. And then, you know, learning how to do fight choreography, how to throw a punch correctly so you don't hit the actor and stuff like that. Like I'm learning all these little things, and it's great. But now I'm like, oh, well, I could use the stuff that I've been learning since I was 18 years old to use that to pursue what I want to pursue now, which is, you know, working in the stunt industry.
Which I think is just smart as hell, man.
Yeah. And so hopefully, like, all that pans through, you know, and I enjoy it, and I hopefully, like, soon I get to a point where I have, like, multiple props and whatnot so I can start teaching.
You want to turn that off?
Turn it off.
Turn it off. Let's move this to back there.
Overall, that looks good, man.
Let's try this out.
Let's give it a shot.
Oh, the sauce is fucking good. Oh.
That is so good.
You tried duck yet?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. So good.
That was really
This came out great.
That was really good. I didn't even put that much seasoning on the fucking duck, man. Nathan Bronson.
Mike Ima.
Out. No, tell them where they can find you. What's new coming up in your life? Is there anything? Also, would you call out anyone to come on the show?
Nancy. Let's get Nancy on the show. Nancy Canteen.
All right.
Super awesome stunt woman.
Oh my God.
Fire. She does fire. She does
Fire
stunts.
now.
Dancing. Glorious, and she's so nice. She's very sweet. And she also helped me out with the first time I ever did a fire burn. She was one of the people there. She was there when I met you, and that's how like we all became friends that day.
Did I say to you?
I believe so, yeah.
Right.
If you want to find me on Instagram, it's my name. It's just at Mike Ima, MikeIma. That's it. I keep it real simple, and that's actually me. I'm the only person that runs that Instagram. So yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Hanging with Nathan. If you like the show, please like, subscribe. I know this was not a porn girl, but you know what? Tits are still good. Tits are tits. And also understand that I'm going to put out stuff that's interesting to me. This guy's one of them.
Hi.
You don't like it? Go fuck yourself.
Hard.
Bye. Oh, wow.
That's awesome.